Okay, lecture video 1, honorific ending. So let's get started. So honorific ending is 세요 or 세요, 으세요 or 이세요. So we learned about some expressions that uses this honorific ending. 안녕하세요, right? It ends with 하세요. And also when you're asking who the person is, you ask 누구세요? Who are you? 누구세요? And 조금만 비키세요. It all uses honorific endings. Okay, the honorific ending 으세요 is used when a speaker respects the person being talked about. Okay, so when you guys are talking about a Korean teacher whom I suspect to both respect, you have to use this honorific ending. So the student A says 한국어 선생님이 누구세요? And the student B says 이민수 선생님이세요. Professor Lee is respected by both speakers, so in talking about him, both speakers use the honorific ending. The honorific ending 으세요 is used when a listener to whom you show respect. So when you are talking with the person that you have to show respect, for example, a teacher, you would have to use 으세요. Okay? 으세요. 선생님, 우산 있으세요? Teacher, do you have an umbrella? 아니요, 없어요. Because the student has to show respect to teacher, but the teacher doesn't really respect student. I mean, you know what I mean. The teacher does not have to use honorific ending, but she uses polite ending. Okay. When you are requesting an action with honorific ending, you use 으세요 to show respect for the listener. So here we have different verbs here. Let's conjugate it with the honorific ending. So we divide the verb with its stem and ending. So here it's stem and ending. We are trying to figure out the appropriate ending here. So in order to use honorific ending for all these verbs, you would use 세요 here. 가세요. And this would mean please go. You're requesting the person to go. And 앉다, you would have to use 으세요 because it ends with consonant. You know, here is like a cushion that receives these consonants. So this would mean please sit. And 인사하다, we conjugate it as 인사하세요. 인사하세요, actually, yeah, 인사하세요. So 하세요, please greet. 읽다 would be conjugated as 읽으세요, you know, because there's a consonant here. You use 으세요, please read. Okay. About 이다. So 이다, we learned that if you want to use it as a polite ending, you would have to use it as 예요 or 예요, depending on what the previous ending was. So if it was consonant, you would have to use 이세요. vowel, you use 예요. Similarly, for honorific ending, you use 이세요 and 세요. So it depends on how the previous thing ends. If it ends with consonant, you use 이세요, and if it ends with vowel, you use 세요. So if you are talking about 아버지, your father, you would have to use honorific ending, right? Because you respect your father. So here you would have to conjugate as 아버지세요. So for example, this person is my father, you would have to say 이분은 우리 아버지세요. Okay? 선생님이세요. A teacher you should also respect. You use honorific ending. 선생님이세요. Okay, so exercise. 이분은 우리 어머니. So which one should we conjugate? So here we see that 어머니 E ends with vowel, so we go with 세요, right? Number 2. 저분이 우리 한국어 선생님. That person is our or my Korean teacher. So because 선생님 ends with consonant, you choose 이세요, right? Like E is like a cushion for this consonant. Number 3. Question. Are you Santa Claus? 산타 할아버지 세요, because it ends with vowel. Ho ho ho, yes, I am Santa Claus. Ho ho ho, 네, 내가 산타 할아버지. So should we use honorifics or polite ending? Which one? Because this person is just describing the person himself. 내가, you don't respect yourself, so you just go with polite ending here. 예요. And because it ends with vowel, instead of 예요, you go for 예요. Just a review. Okay. The suffix 으세요 is an honorific form of 어요, 아요. It is a combination of the honorific marker 시 and the polite ending 어요. That is, this plus that becomes 세요. So here is how I understand. So 시 is an honorific. 어요 is polite, right? How this becomes 세요 is this 시옷 consonant takes place here, the zero consonant, and she flies here, and it becomes 세요. Simple, right? And so if the previous thing ends with consonant, you go with 으세요. With vowel, 세요. Okay, so here we have all different verbs. Let's conjugate it in honorific ending. So because 가다, because this ends with vowel, you go with 세요. 하다, because 하 ends with vowel, you choose 세요. It ends with consonant, so you go with 으세요, 읽으세요. 쓰, it ends with vowel, so we go for 세요. 안, it ends with consonant, so you go with 앉으세요. Okay. Here's other examples. 예쁘, because 뿌 ends with vowel, you go with 예쁘세요. You are pretty. 좋으세요. You're good. 가다, 가세요. Please go. 읽으세요. Please read. Okay, let's do some exercise. Number 1. 우리 아버지는 사과를, let's conjugate this. 좋아하다. 좋아하세요. Right? Because it ends with vowel. 우리 어머니는 텔레비전을 매일, let's conjugate 보다. How should we do this? 보세요. Because it ends with vowel. 선생님, 어디에 가다, right? How would you conjugate this? Because it ends with vowel. 가세요. 가세요. And the teacher would answer 집에 가요. Notice here that the teacher does not use honorific here, instead just using polite ending because just describing herself. Okay, the honorific ending of 있다. So 있다 can express possession, but also existence. When it is expressing possession, you conjugate as 있으세요. You have it. Existence, there is, 계세요. So let's ask whether the teacher has the book. 선생님, 책이 있으세요? Because you're asking the possession of the book. 선생님이 집에, because this is expressing existence, you would have to use 계세요. 집에 계세요. Alright, unfortunately, there are some other things that you have to just memorize, 외웁시다, because they are irregulars. 먹다, 마시다, although these use like stems like 먹, 마시, 먹, 마시, it does not conjugate from there. It just transforms into just 드시다. You just have to memorize it, unfortunately. 자다, it does not use the stem 자, it just becomes 주무시다. Similarly, 있다 becomes 계시다 or 있으시다, depending on what you want to express. And also for honorific endings, it has special particles because you want to show respect. 이가 becomes 께서, 은는 becomes 께서는. Okay, so for example, 할아버지께서 돈이 많이 있으세요. Since you use honorific ending here, the particle here also has to match. 께서 으세요. 할아버지께서는 지금 어디에 계세요? 중국에 계세요. 할아버지께서는 께서는 pairs with 세요. 할머니께서 께서 지금 뭐 하세요? 세요, these two pairs up. 주무세요. Because you're describing about the person, grandmother who you should show respect, the answer should use honorific ending. Okay, so how should you put it with the appropriate particle and the honorific ending? You should use 께서는 and 크세요. 우리 선생님께서는 키가 크세요. How about this? 우리 선생님은 예뻐요. How should you conjugate into honorific form? 우리 선생님께서는 예쁘세요. And number 3, 선생님은 커피를 좋아해요 would become 선생님께서는 커피를 좋아하세요. Okay, so how could you express this? 선생님, are you in the office now? 선생님, so here we're expressing existence, right? To be. So you would have to use 계세요, right? 선생님, 지금 오피스에 계세요? Yeah, so that's it.